What's going on, YouTube? Just want to make a quick video for everybody out there that is either new to road biking or just starting out, wanting to feel how it would be to get into road biking. I'm not going to make this a long video, just going to explain a few things about this really entry-level road bike. Nothing expensive, nothing extravagant, but it just goes to show what you can do with a little bit of time, investing a little bit of money into something that's inexpensive, but it gets the job done. So this is a GMC Denali Road Bike, the road series for GMC. If you guys can't hear me, I apologize. It's a little noisy on my balcony. But just basically, this is the largest size GMC road bike. I've upgraded a few things and I'll explain what those things are now. It's a good bike. I can't complain. It gets the job done. Like I said, I'm new to road biking, so I wanted to get something to get me into the sport, you know, get my endurance up, train a little bit. Then when I get a little bit more money, I'll upgrade, get another bike. But for now, I wanted this bike to be as good as it could be based on how much it is. Few things that you definitely know. I'm sure you've all read reviews and looked at forums. You're gonna have to adjust a few things when you get it, mainly the brakes. I just recently cleaned mine up yesterday, so you're gonna have to adjust these brakes. Everybody knows that already. Won't really get into detail too much on that. The stock brakes are not the greatest, but they aren't the worst. If you're riding and you adjust them right, you'll be able to stop. Not a problem. Same with the back. All I had to do was go down and adjust the caliper screws on there. Nothing major, just making sure they set correctly on the rim. A few other things that you're going to have to take into consideration. Everybody knows about the handlebar here, the drop bars. They're not light. The way they were made is not the greatest, but they get the job done. The grip shifters. The first problem I encountered with mine was the high-low, the friction shift. That went out on me, so I had to get that replaced. Simple fix. I actually like this grip shift a little bit better than this one, just because of how it feels. I don't like the grip shift at all, but I work with what I have. I have my handlebars retaped with the Physique, or Physique, however you pronounce it. Pretty good job. I opted for the orange just to kind of match the bike a little bit. Got my Soleus GPS, speedometer, pedometer, cell phone mount. I have the road bike app on my phone so I can monitor everything. Wheels are still stock. Tires are still stock. Caliper tires, 32C, which I assume will be dropping down to 28C, just for a little bit thinner tire. Read a lot of forums that says that the 32s and the 28s are actually the ones that everybody's opting for now, but figure I'll ride these for a little while and then I'll upgrade to the 28s. The next thing that I did, aside from the accessories, was I changed out the front crankset. The Vitesse or Vitesse, whatever you call it, that crank, it's a fairly small crankset. I think the largest cog is on the old one. I believe that is a 48T. So I'm not sure what the breakdown is for the 3 rings, but I know the largest cog was 48T. So what I did was I looked online. There's a guy that I follow on YouTube who upgraded his crank to this exact one. This is the Vuelta Corsa. The arms, the crank arms are 175 millimeter, up from 170. I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'3", so I needed something with just a little bit more cranking power, which I can say that this gives me that. So the old one, this is the old one. This is the stock one that comes on there. Nothing to write home about. Just a regular old basic crankset, 3-ring. So I opted to get the Vuelta Corsa looks better, looks nicer. This one is a lot lighter than this one. This, you can feel the heaviness. This one feels a lot lighter. Looks better too. Next thing I did with that was changing out my bottom bracket. BB UN-55. I went online, read the reviews. This one was good. The bottom bracket that came out of here, the stock one, I read some reviews that said that that's one of the first things that go out. So I went ahead and I changed mine out. Feels good, nice and snug. This one is a square tapered bottom bracket that matches that. In the same time, I replaced the chain. I was riding and the stock chain that was on there put a lot of force on it and I popped it. So I went ahead and I changed out. And this one is a KMC. I believe this is the zinc coated one. My local bike shop here, shouts out to Bell's Bicycles. They gave me this nice shiny new chain. It's a KMC. Everything else is pretty much still the same. Gears in the back are the 11 through 28T, I believe. And your standard basic entry level Shimano rear derailleur. The front derailleur I've also had changed out. This is a SRAM front derailleur, which shifts a lot smoother than the stock one that was on there. Again, those were the components that were going out with regular use. This derailleur, I believe these adjustment screws, those two right there on the old one, those two were stripped. I went to a local bike shop and they over screwed it, over torqued it, and it really just messed the screws up. So had to wind up getting another front derailleur. Again, this is the entry-level bike. Just wanted to show you a few things that you can change out, and it will make pedaling and riding a lot more efficient, a lot easier. This is a fun bike. Steel forks in the front, you know, alloy frame. This bike weighs out the box about a good 31, 32 pounds. Got my little toolkit bag here from eBay. A few other things. I have a light mounted under here. It's a crowded handlebar, but everything works if you know how to do it the right way. So my light goes there, and then the bracket for the soleus is right there. So everything fits there good. And my cell phone mounts there. So everything works. I'm going to change out my seat post. This is a steel seat post. Definitely changing that out. I got my eyes on a Pro Max aluminum seat post that I'm going to be changing out. The Vitesse seat that comes on here is not comfortable at all. So I just threw some cushions on there for now, and I'll be ordering another seat to go with that as well. I mean, again, it's nothing extensive, just a basic breakdown of what you can do with the GMC Denali Road Bike. If you take care of it, it's gonna last, it's gonna ride pretty good. There's a few things that, again, if you're just getting into road biking, you're gonna want to upgrade and want to change out. I recommend the front crankset, the bottom bracket, the chain. If you want to start upgrading the rear gears, you know, you're gonna have to look into changing out the wheel set, obviously, you know, the gearing and everything like that. You know, that's a little bit more extensive than what I want to do with this particular bike. But again, this works for what it is. The price range is good. It performs like it should. I can ride pretty fast on here. I logged a lot of miles on here so far. And again, it's not something that is the greatest, but it's not the worst. A lot of people have their own opinions, and as a beginning kind of new road biker, I just want to go on and just dispel, you know, and clarify a few things just by personal experience. You know, a lot of guys say comments, and these are guys with deep pockets, and to each his own. I respect it. One day soon I'll be there, but for now, you start small, work on it, get yourself into it. That way you'll appreciate it more once you get to the bigger fish, and you'll see the bigger difference once you get to that level. So again, any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll respond. I'll put up what I can. I'll answer what I can. But thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I hope I've changed some minds on the GMC Denali Road Bike.